Hello, 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 everybody. Tyrium Lee here today. We're going to talk a little bit about a common mistake I'm seeing that is having some sort of bigger impacts in people's rollouts and their systems. So, right now, before I get rolling and start talking and maybe think I'm talking to myself, I'm going to check my live stream to make sure that everything is going properly. And let's see. Yep, I'm listening to myself. And like everybody else, I absolutely hate to hear myself talk live, right? Don't we like that? All right. So if you want to definitely give me a comment below, let me know you're here, maybe where you are tuning in from, if you were able to join live or even after the fact. And just to say, hey, so at least in my Facebook group, I've made this announcement. I actually didn't clarify it. Tomorrow's my birthday, so I'm probably going to take the day off. And as we do, and as business owners, we rarely take any individual time off. But I think tomorrow I'm gonna step away from the computer for just a little bit and relax. So anyway, let's jump in. So um, one of the things that I'm definitely seeing a misstep in when people are, whether they are just starting or even a little bit more seasoned in setting up their site or their sales process, is that they aren't really mapping out the entire process. And you might think that's like, that's not really such a big deal. Like Kajabi gives us pipelines, which is like a funnel, and I just need to click that one button, and I'm good to go. Well, let's jump behind the scenes a little bit and take a closer look, and we'll see that that's not quite the case. So let me share my screen here. And let me choose. Here we go. We don't really need to see me. We really need to see the screen. So I'm going to go over one of Kajabi's pipelines. And if you're not familiar with it, it's just their attempt at, I shouldn't say attempt, but it's their design for a funnel. And a funnel is just a set of steps that you're going to walk through, or your customer or potential customer should walk through, whether that's a sales funnel or a webinar funnel or whatever else type of funnel that you want to deal with. The short version is it's still all about getting the sale. So, in Kajabi's sales funnel, you have your generic opt in. This is all templated. You have your sales page here in the middle. I think I modified this a little bit. What should be are some emails after this. And in fact, let me go out and create a real one. I think I've modified that one. So if this is your first time really looking at some of these pipelines, and I'll just pick an offer, just something demo here, and I'll run through it and let Kajabi do the heavy work and the heavy lifting for us, so that it's not so complicated, and we're trying to match all our pieces. So this is Kajabi's way, and kind of really industry standard, that you'll have some kind of freebie offer, typically followed up with some kind of email nurture sequence, your sales page, and then your checkout page, and then you're done. Sounds great, right? Of course it does. So I simulated this in a tool I use called Funnelytics. Essentially the same thing. We have our opt in email. I mean, our opt-in page, we'd have our emails down here. This might be one or more for our nurture sequence. We would continue on to our sales page, and then the purchase would be our checkout. Now, what's not here is some of the things that can help increase your cart, as well as just some niceties that are going to make the flow of what you're doing function better. So I know that sounds generic. Let me explain what I mean. So when somebody opts in, a lot of times I think the default is to deliver them or to send our site visitor to a download page. I personally don't like to do that. I like to send whatever freebie offer, let's assuming it's a PDF or something like that, via email, because that way I'm guaranteeing that I'm getting the proper email or that the person typed it incorrectly. I could bogus inner information and still get to the download page, because there isn't anything in Kajabi that natively prevents or authenticates that somebody is entering in a real email address. So, having said that, I like to deliver the content via the first email, and it's like a welcome email or a thank you email to the person. Then, what's not here are some of the things that we could do in Kajabi. So I'm going to click on, let's say it's our opt-in, and I'm actually going to go to the form. And so they would submit this form, and let me click over here and show you exactly what I mean. Actually, I'm making it usually this is the easier way to get to it. It's just, here we go. Edit your forms. This is what I was looking for. And so let's say that this was my form. Well, for forms and certain um, features in Kajabi, you can have what we call automations. So down here in the bottom, although I subscribe to that email sequence, that same email sequence that we, okay, kind of, that we saw over here, this email sequence here, that's what this part is. But what's not here is maybe adding some tags and labels, which are nothing more than labels, to that particular person, so that you can maybe offer them some other things or send them particular email campaigns. You want to know what this person has done with you, with your organization, with your business. And so there's lots of things in here that we can do. We could grant them another offer. Maybe we're having a special that we want to send them. Well, we needed to have tagged them, maybe to let them know that, let us know how they have engaged with us in the past. You can do some other stuff. Maybe you want to offer them a coupon for some future business, if they use this within, let's say, 2 weeks time frame or 30 days time frame. There's all kinds of things that you can do with this. Now, if we jump back over to our pipeline, then the next thing would be kind of our sales page, right? So if we get to our sales page, and we're going to assume, yes, they purchased with us, but that's not always the case. I mean, honestly, right? They may or may not um, purchase that first time. So what happens when they don't purchase? That's the piece that isn't included in here. So this would be like, say, my yes um, leg, if you will. And if I were to, let's say, where's my email over here? maybe I follow up for some emails for if they say no. So this might be, come on. It's always when you're trying to do a quick demo. Um, I'm gonna, I can put a yes or a no here, but let's just do this one. And let's say this is if they don't purchase our product or service. And it just may be that it's not a flat no, but maybe it's a not right now. And so we might have a nurture sequence that is similar to this. They've opted in, but maybe once they got to our sales page, they were saying, no, it's not really the time for right now. And so we might have some emails or a different offer that we could offer them that's not quite the full price of our primary offer. So then after that, we would have our purchase sequence, our checkout card. And again, the same thing happens. It's great for if they purchase. But what's missing in the Kajabi piece of this that I see a lot of people leave out is a thank you page. Now, we can definitely add a custom looking one. And if we were to drop back over to Kajabi, it doesn't have that. But if I were to um, it's just not in there by default. And if I click on this and scroll down, we also have our automations. Now, they will say we could send this custom email, or when this purchase is made, then maybe I want to send an email. I do not recommend this at all because you can't track this little email in here. I would subscribe them to an email sequence, even if that email sequence only had one email. But there are other things that we can now do. Like I said, when we want to have our thank you page, we might want to have cart abandoned emails that we might need to send out. We might want to, there's a thing in here, and uh, let's go over here real quick. What do you want to have access to? What do you want to have them go do? And this is where I would personally choose a custom thank you page. And you might say, well, couldn't I just send them on to logging in? Yeah, you could, but maybe you want to let them know about another program, a private group, a coaching call. You can do all of that on your custom thank you page. And so, mapping all of that out before you get started is really going to be key to a smoother implementation. And then also when it comes to tracking. Now, I know tracking your analytics and all that other kind of stuff is not the sexy part of the business, but it helps increase your sales. It helps make you a better business owner, so that you can become more profitable. And so we might also add in here, this is just for, I say, like our demo purposes and showing this off. I might have email, let me say Facebook. I'm looking at my social media, and I may or may not use some of, whether it's ads or organic traffic, wherever your organic traffic is that leads you to your opt-ins will definitely help you um, as far as being able to track and think about, maybe you have different opt ins if your your source content, your where you're sending your traffic from is specific to the social media platform that you're using. So if you do a lot of social media stuff, maybe what somebody sees in Pinterest is going to be very different than what somebody sees in, let's say, an Instagram person. Just throwing that out there. But being able to map this out totally, not only when things go great and everybody just says, yes, I want to buy everything you have, but what happens when they don't buy and you have those sequences, or you have some follow up emails and have written them out for when maybe they don't buy. So, if you're interested in learning more about, let's say, a program that will help you fine tune your sales process, definitely DM me or leave me a comment if you're watching this on my YouTube channel. Let me know if you're just interested, and we'll just have a quick chat about it. But otherwise, don't make the mistake of not mapping out your entire process for your sales piece, not only for just when things happen, and everybody buys, but when they don't. And again, last, DM me if you're interested in a program that's going to help cover all of that, so that you start selling right away for without all the distractions and headaches of being overwhelmed with tech. DM me or make a comment below in YouTube, and I will talk to you later. Bye.